Is Sentry just Marvel's Superman? I mean, he has super speed, super strength, flying with escape in the wind. Even the name Sentry sounds like a watchful guardian, right? Well, yes and no. Marvel and DC have always borrowed ideas from each other, like Namor and Aquaman or Bizarro and Hulk. It's not copying so much as giving it their own twist. And Sentry? He is like Superman if his weakness wasn't kryptonite but his own mind. Meet Robert Reynolds, a hero whose light casts the darkest shadow. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel, where we dive into superhero madness while I sculpt awesome 3D models. In this video, we are talking about a Marvel character who's blowing minds, and now he's finally in the MCU's Thunderbolts. That's right, Sentry, Marvel's Golden Guardian. But here's the big question, is Sentry just Marvel's version of Superman? Or is there more to him than a shiny cape and super strength? Buckle up, as we explore his crazy origin, his wild powers, his most shocking comic moments, and how he is changing the MCU. And while we are at it, you'll see me sculpt this golden hero in 3D, capturing all his vibes. Let's dive in. Let's start with Sentry's origin in the comics. It's like something out of a sci-fi thriller. Meet Robert Reynolds, Bob to his friends. He's just an ordinary guy having the worst day ever. He is struggling with addiction. One day he finds a glowing vial of the golden Sentry serum in a lab. This isn't your usual super soldier formula like Captain America's. It's way stronger. Bob drinks it and boom, he becomes Sentry with the power of a million exploding suns. That's not just a cool line. It means he has energy like a galaxy in his fist. Talk about a serious upgrade. But the MCU changes things a bit. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen the movie yet. In Thunderbolts movie, Bob Reynolds, played by Louis Pullman, isn't just a guy who stumbles into a lab. He's a former addict who signs up for a shady experiment run by Valentina Allegra de Fontaine and her OXC group. They want to make the ultimate superhero, and Bob is the only one who survives their version of the serum. The movie hints his power might be 1,000 exploding suns instead of a million. Maybe it's a downgrade, or maybe Valentina is lying. But she still says he's stronger than all the Avengers combined. Is that hype, or is the MCU saving his full power for later? We will talk about that in a bit. So, what can Sentry actually do? In the comics, he's basically a walking cheat code. He has super strength that can move mountains. He can fly faster than a bullet. He shoots powerful energy blasts. He can even change matter, like rearranging reality itself. And he also has a crazy healing factor that lets him come back from being completely destroyed. He literally laughs at death. In the Thunderbolts movie, we see him show off some of that strength. He tosses the team around like toys, even rips off Bucky's metal arm like it's nothing. He also has telekinesis and some creepy telepathy, which becomes important when we talk about his dark side. Every hero has a weakness, and Sentry's is a big one. When Bob became Sentry, he didn't just get powers, he also got a dark split personality called the Void. Imagine all your worst thoughts turned into a monster with your powers, but no self-control. That's the Void. In the comics, it's a constant battle in Bob's head. The Void has done horrible things like killing over 1 million people in Manhattan in one attack. He is not your friendly neighborhood hero. In Thunderbolts, the Void is a huge part of the story. Bob's power go out of control and he unleashes a black cloud over New York. It traps people in twisted pocket dimension full of their worst memories. It's like a nightmare come to life. The Thunderbolts team, Yelena, Red Guardian, Bucky and others have to try to stop him. It's not a fair fight. The movie really shows Bob's mental struggles, his addiction and his trauma. It makes his change into Sentry and the Void even more powerful and emotional. Let's go back to comics for some Sentry's wildest moments. In World War Hulk, Hulk is on a rampage and nobody can stop him. Enter Sentry. They fight like two gods. Buildings fall, the ground shakes, and they are both so exhausted that they turn back into Bob and Bruce Banner, lying there completely worn out. It's one of those moments that proves Sentry is a real deal. Then there's Sage, Norman Osborn, yes, the Green Goblin, takes over the shield and attacks Asgard. Sentry shows up and fights Thor, but the Void takes over, turning him into a threat. It's like watching a hero who might destroy the world at any moment. That's what makes Sentry so interesting. He's always on the edge of losing control. And whatever the million exploding suns line. In the comics, it's the classic way to describe Sentry's insane power. He's basically in god level, even able to change reality. But in Thunderbolts, they say 1,000 exploding suns. Fans online are arguing if that's nerf or just a throwaway line. Fans online are arguing if that's a nerf or just a throwaway line. My guess? Marvel might be keeping him less powerful for now, so he doesn't break the whole MCU power scale. I mean, someone who can beat Doctor Doom and the Avengers at once is a bit much for a team of misfits to handle. Either way, it's a cool nod to the comics, and I am excited to see if they crank him up to a million suns in the future movies. Sentry's first appearance in the comics was a clever marketing trick. Back in 2000, Paul Jenkins and Jay Lee released the Sentry miniseries and pretended he was a lost hero from the 1960s created by Stan Lee but forgotten. They even made fake old covers and articles. It was brilliant and it matched Bob's story, since in the comics he erased whole world's memory of him to lock away the void. But what really makes Sentry special is his human side. Bob isn't just strong, he's also battling with addiction, schizophrenia, and anxiety. The comics show how his mental health affects his powers and the void. In Thunderbolts, they lean into this even more. Bob has a dark past, an abusive dad, a drug addicted mom, and a car crash that led to his morphine addiction. It's heavy stuff, but it makes you really care about him. Even with all that power, he's just a guy who's trying to hold himself together. He has connections too. In the comics, he's friends with Reed Richards from the Fantastic Four, who tries to help him control the void. His wife Lindy is his emotional anchor. Though their relationship is messy and tragic. In Thunderbolts, Bob bonds with them, especially with Elena, who helps him fight the void with empathy. It's a new take that shows the Thunderbolts as a weird but caring family, exactly what Bob needs to stay grounded. So, is Sentry just Marvel's Superman? On the surface, sure, superhero suit, huge strength, flies into the sun like it's nothing, but Superman is all about hope and stability. Sentry is a mix of hero and villain, light and dark in one person. The MCU version really gets this. Bob is a tragic figure, you feel sorry for him, even when he is throwing the Thunderbolts around like dolls. What's next for Sentry? The Thunderbolts post-credit scene hints he is staying with the team, now called the New Avengers, but Bob is scared to use his powers, worried that the Void will come back. With the multiverse going wild, I bet we will see him unleash that million exploding suns power soon. What do you think? Can the MCU handle a full power Sentry or will the Void take over? Drop your thoughts in the comments. What a journey through Sentry's world, comics, MCU, and more. I hope you had as much fun as I did geeking out about this character. If you want to see how I brought Sentry to life in 3D, check out the timelapse in the description. It's got all the details of the sculpting process. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please hit that like button. It really helps a small creator like me. Drop a comment about your thoughts or tell me who you want me to sculpt next. Maybe another new MCU or DC hero or a classic comic character. And if you have a friend who loves Marvel, DC or 3D art, share this video with them. They'll love it. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell icon so you don't miss a video. Thanks for hanging out. See you in the next one.